welcome back everyone for some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And this will be the final episode of this case against Miles Edgeworth. Last time around we got to prove that the caretaker was indeed Yanni Yogi, and he confessed to murdering Robert Hammond. But now we have to get Miles Edgeworth declared innocent after he was originally declared not guilty, but he confessed to being the true murderer of the DO6 incident, which we're gonna try to prove that his nightmare is indeed just a nightmare. So, hope you guys looking forward to that. By the way, hope you guys have an awesome day today. So without further ado, let's finish this. Now then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do the cross-examining. The statute of limitations of the 06 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Ron Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Again, there should be a question mark. Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please! Please! Witness testimony, the DO6 incident. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. And until now you thought this memory was a dream? We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out and I lost my memory of the events. Bah! The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, use cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, cross-examination. He had gone to see one of his father's trials. An earthquake struck. His father, Mr. Yogi, argued. Something heavy fell at his feet. Picked it up and he wanted to stop fighting. A moment later, it was a single gunshot, then a scream. Well, Phoenix did say something a little fishy that was about his claim. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I am sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence, unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? Well, that would be the victim data page. Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet, the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It might have been fired a day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot was fired had something to do with the case? Actually, I believe we do. Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. Well, what? Impossible. No, Mr. Von Karma. Save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. A. Show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol was related to this incident?
Take that!
Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So, let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired? Where? Your Honor, please get a clue. Show the judge the contradiction in this photo. Well, are you right? Come on, left analog stick.
Take that!
That should be obvious. The contradiction is here. I see. A bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart, the other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary? That's on page 1. Look what is written there. Not a single clue is found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Mr. Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. Order. I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So, all we have is a single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. Gah! How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No! But you said you'd do it, Nick! You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent! I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick! Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only one bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention? Yes, I did. Oh no! He's accepted the guilt! Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Greg Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright. I can't have no objection. I have to raise an objection.
Objection!
Your Honor. I object. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Oof. Nick! I don't know. His case is perfect. Oh no! Gah! It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing! The second bullet must exist? But where? Someone took it. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It existed. What? What we just heard proved that it did not exist. But I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer. The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? Huh? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Ray. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? The murderer had to find it? I think they really didn't particularly need it. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Ray? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Eric? Had to take it. Had to take it? The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take the bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance, what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer? The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer themselves was shot, and then they left with the second bullet still inside of them? Thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime? Yes. I guess that's how it would work, yes. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from the elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yes. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and it hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then, the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say.
Objection!
What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick! Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossman said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow! Must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean... It could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DO6 incident! He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma! Oh, man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? Heck yeah! Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who was your suspect? My hands are shaking. What? Von Karma. Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? The one standing right over there? Bah! You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor to operate it on me. Have him testify. Nick! Let's find out who his doctor is! It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Grr. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull a bullet out by himself? That's insane! No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Well, actually, I think I can. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I will even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma is shot is... Think back to investigating. There's a reason why we took the metal detector. Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There is a possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible for all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm gonna run this over you and see what we find. Oh, he's sweating. I refuse. You refuse? But refusing this means you acknowledge the bullet is still inside you? Order! 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 Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use that metal detector. Judge, I call for suspension of this child. This is an invasion of privacy.
Objection!
That's the statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough! I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Oh boy. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen. And so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. You will. But Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I. Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. Well, what? You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof. Well, what? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DO6 incident. Let's go ahead and save. Whoever just popped up, hello, I'm sorry. And here's my final proof.
Take that!
That's a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DO6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked to that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets, then if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? There's that scream. That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know! Help! I can't breathe. Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Get away. Get away from my father. Terrifying scream. It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Kermer, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Kermer? Edgeworth! Edgeworth, only you would dare defy me! So, it was you. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. But I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death. Death. That had to have hurt. 15 years earlier. Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry. Von Kermer, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth! It was a shock like none I have ever known. Me? Penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed a button, but nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain. A horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, lights came back on. The elevator doors opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious with oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. In his last moments, Greg Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge! Well, what? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now! End it! But very well. It appears that we have come to a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. December 28th, 5:38 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Nick! We did it! Did you see his face? Von Kermer looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory. So, it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know! Try thank you! I see. Thank you, Wright. You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that! Sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. She's got you there. Whoop! Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Miss Edgeworth, you should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Whoop! I feel foolish. Don't worry, take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Hey, y'all. Luda! Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you gonna do now, Lauda? Who, me? I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Keonce. She's gonna live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Should have seen that coming. Yo, Edgy, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift for me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry Butch, you come along tonight too. My treat, pal. Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk or prison food, right? Right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh? What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly? Nick! Wasn't that exactly the amount of money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38? No. No! Larry! It was you! What are you so surprised about, Ray? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Heh. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, Ray, I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, eh? Edgeworth? You should have told me. No, Nick. It was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Miss Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There you have it. Grr. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you have always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too. The death sentence for both of you. Man, if I'd only known, I would become a prosecutor. The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. Want to switch, Wright? Hey, y'all. Line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time! Let's go! And after that, dinner on me. Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. December 29th, 5:02 a.m., Wright and Company Law Offices. Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? Still only 5 o'clock. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this? A letter?
Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium in training, of course. I wanted to help Miss Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless. So I decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick.
Goodbye? What time is it? Gah! First trains for the mountains have already left. To the station. Guess I'm too late.
Hey! Nick!
Maya! So, you're leaving?
Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay?
Hold it!
But wait!
What?
I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help.
Huh?
On that last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice.
You heard my sister?
Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything.
Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick.
But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya.
Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in the daze.
Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped.
Evidence?
Show Maya some evidence to cheer her up. Well, it happened to be the same piece of evidence that brought Von Karma down.
Take that!
A bullet?
Von Karma was convinced he had taken all the evidence pertaining to DL6, but you were the one who rescued that last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma, and you were the one who gave it to me.
Nick!
Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you.
I'll be back soon.
Huh?
I'm going to complete my training and come back.
Okay, I'll be waiting. Hey there, Casey.
Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless.
I don't know about that.
So, this is it. See you soon.
See you soon, Maya. There she is. She's all happy that she's not worthless after all.
Thanks, Nick.
And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page. And say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. With the same old crazy cast of characters. Ha! Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim? Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this.
Objection!
And that is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is the game. This was actually... I'll wait to tell you here in a bit. Hey, pal. Miss Edgeworth came down to the precinct to wish me a Happy New Year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Woo! Detective Gumshoe! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? He's still getting used to that. But yeah, you can see the credits here, and we are done with this DLC. We are done with this case, and we are done with the whole DL6 incident. Huh? Nick? Nah, haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you call a cheap date. Huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now. Yeah. Oh God, Larry. But yeah, this has been such a fun game to play. I'm so glad I decided to play this game for you guys. Who? Right? Yeah, I remember him. I hear he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful. Oh, I'm sure he is, Pain. Phoenix, right? Ah, the defense attorney for whom I wrote that affidavit for, yes. Oh, you should know, I've taken over management of Gatewater Hotel recently. Should you be in the area, please stop by. Yeah, we get, not only do we get credits here, but we get a nice little roll call of who exactly was involved with this game in terms of characters. Ahem. Oh, it's you. Phoenix, right? Oh yes, me as understudy, was he not? I wonder how he's doing. Haven't seen him of late. Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. But yeah, I think this is a pretty cool way to end this particular game. And what a fitting end, especially since we had to deal with such an awful person like Von Karma. Phoenix, right? Is he an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. Did you know? Oh god, I can't read all that. Old bag. Maybe remember her with the case of Will Powers. Speaking of which, I'm pleased to announce that Pink Princess is a hit. I sure owe that Mr. Red a great deal. Oh, I'm keeping my face out of public eye till the show's over. I wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know. Yeah, you said that before. He is a rather scary looking dude. As far as my favorite case in this game, it would probably be that one, the case against Will Powers. Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit, but didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. She says she can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living at, anyway? There's Penny Nichols, the assistant. There's Cody. Wait, who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk Pink Princess, alright. But you know, I snuck into the studio the other day, and I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. It was kind of a shock for a boy my tender age. But yeah, that case against Will Powers is probably my favorite in this. My second favorite would probably be the one that we just finished. Yeah, I remember, right? That lawyer guy. Me? I'm in training to become a paranormal photographer. You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them, there's a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous. I don't know how long these credits are for. And that's a really cool picture. You see Phoenix Wright celebrating victory. Even Maya is there, or Mia, I should say, is there as a ghost. Game was made by Capcom. A brand new episode has been added. And yes, that does yeah. English, Teddy, English. This happens to be a bonus case. We are done with the main game, but now we have opened up a bonus case, as you can see here. Episode 5, Rise from the Ashes. And I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to start this. It probably won't be until about at least a couple months from now, because I do want to give this game a little bit of a break, since we did finish the main game, like I said, but, anyway, let's just say, well, actually, I'm not even going to show you a preview of it, but, yeah, that is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I'm trying to think, probably won't be until sometime around either August or September that I might be doing that. That's not set in stone, but I do want to tackle that, and it's going to take a while. You thought this, case against Miles Edgeworth took long? I'm going to say that the bonus case, which is episode 5, is going to take at least 15 episodes, if not more. It is a longer case, and hopefully you guys, whenever I do decide to do it, hopefully you guys looking forward to it. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me play this, watching me play this as much as I did playing it myself. And I will see you guys again next time.